Welcome to BMD Cougar Oval. This is Grand Finals 2022. Chaos under 20s clash here. And Brighton will take on the Carina Tigers. The Roosters versus the Tigers. My name's John Devine. Joining me this morning here at the lovely and very warm BMD Cougar Oval is Taylor Brown. How are you, Taylor?
Great, thanks, Johnny boy, mate. Great to be here at Cougar Oval. The ground is looking schmick. I'm very excited to see all three grand finals we have here today. What a display of rugby league in Brisbane.
Well, what we'll do is, while we're waiting for both sides to come out here, let's go through, I'll let you go through the Brighton Roosters.
So at fullback we have Stefania Cowley Lupo on the wing, Ferrani, Pritchard, Malachi. Caleb Finkst and Ethan Olsen will be in the centres with Zion Waka on the other side wing. Corey Thomas and Caleb Osborne will be the halves. Sefo Fatuono and Ezekiel Finau are the front rowers with Ethan Powell at hooker. Nicholas Ingram, Braith Major and Manasa Timu in the back row. On the bench we have Tamakai Moana Farawaya, Ezekiel Amituana, Brighton Nemo, Blair Langridge will round out the side. They are, of course, coached by Adam Langridge. So what a big side they have there for the Brighton Roosters. Can you lead us through Carina, John?
I can go through Carina, and wow, what I saw their game last week, outstanding. 22-10, they were down against the Seagulls. They came back in extra time. They got it. I remember seeing them, hearing them after they beat the Panthers of Franklin Oval. I've never heard a dressing shed go off like I did that day. That was the loudest thing I've ever heard. These guys are pumped in Carina. Let's go through their side. A fullback is Hayden Malcontine. The winger is Kendrick Treadwell. His outside winger is Layla Brennan. In the centres, Aiden Kahua Hammond, Antioch Fayatala Morena. 5'8" is Moses Jones. Halfback, Patrick Holt. The front row is Christian Tornatori. Hooker is Sterling Smith. Blake Caffrey locks up that front row. The back row, second row, Samuel Silly is the captain. Connor McCarthy. And the lock forward is Julian Adrinan. And on the bench they have Jonathan Tapu, Kamani Levy, Tangratari Sheldon, Taro Rapana, Jack Morris, and they are coached by Ricky Biles. And a big season for the Carina Tigers. They have one side in the competition in grand final day today. The Roosters have got two. They've got another side in the reserve grade. So if you want to go through how they got here, Taylor, both sides.
Yeah, both sides finished second and third respectively on the ladder. They did play against each other twice this year. The first time being in round 7, where the Tigers lost to the Brighton Roosters at Leo Williams Oval, and then the second time being at Jim Laurie Oval, where the Tigers got up against the Roosters. So they swapped home games, better away from their home this year, as we see the Brighton Roosters come out onto the paddock. And then in the qualifying final, they played against each other again at Totally Workwear Stadium. The first week of the semi-finals, Brighton Roosters 26 defeating Carina 8. So there's a little bit of history here. They've played against each other 3 times this year. The Roosters taking the chocolates on 2 separate occasions. After defeating the Wynnum Manly Seagulls to book their place straight away in the grand final, they watched Carina and the Seagulls do battle last weekend. Of course, that great win, as you mentioned, John, by the Tigers to get up over the Seagulls means they are here on grand final day. Minor Premiers Wynnum knocked out the back door. This will be a cracker.
The Roosters will receive from the Leagues Club end, and the Tigers will obviously kick off from the Chook Pen end. A lovely 25 degrees, balmy conditions here for this Chaos Under 20 grand final. We are live, thanks to Chaos, and away we go. A shortish kickoff. It's going to just get to the 10-metre line, and straight away we'll get into some work, and the contacts there straight away here from the Tigers. Get up 12 metres out from the line there with their prop forward, and for now, the lock forward, Timu, gets across the 20, only just centre of the park. Dummy half here is Powell. Finds another forward runner. He wants to have another crack now. For now, that's his second carry, and for now, well, they draw 3 Tigers on the top of him, almost to the 30-metre line. Powell decides to go to the centre of the park here, and forwards combining. This time it's Fawa Toanoa, and that will be a strip. No, it's lost it cold, so the Roosters will cough up possession on their 38-metre mark.
Yeah, not the start they needed here. The Brighton Roosters just starting to roll through their sets in the middle of the paddock. And unfortunately lost ball in the first set of the game.
Breeze here is from top of left, bottom right of screen at 9 knots, northwesterly. So that will favour the Roosters. Only 9 knots, not a lot. There's still something they can work with as they pack this scrum. Bit of a raking going on, comes out the other way. Actually, I think last week in the A grade, we saw a feed against the scrum.
Yes, no, I actually saw one yesterday in the under 21s there for the QRL major competitions.
So
the Hastings Deerings Colts. It does happen.
There you go. So you've got to be wary. So now it's with the Tigers. Smith, a little bit flat-footed there. Gets almost over the top of the Roosters played as Caffrey. Center of the park. Now a bit of a skip and a jump. And silly the skipper. 12 out from the try line. Dummy half is Smith. Stepping off the right. Nice work here from McCarthy. McCarthy's greeted by 3 defenders now. They want to be quick here. They need a quick play the ball. They go to the right-hand side. Here come the Tigers. Oh, the outside defence came up pretty quickly. She had to turn the half back there and Jones back inside here. But he's going to go close to the try line. Only just. He was across the line. Now he's going to be pulled back 10. Referee calls held. He's on his way. That was Holt, actually. Now it's with Jones. And Jones, a cut-out ball, finds a centre three-quarter on Fayatali Marinera. And he's going to be driven back here. So good line defence from the Roosters. That'll be a changeover. Oh, the Roosters, they stood up Taylor Brown.
Yeah, the defence there was outstanding. It's one of those situations where they may have been a little bit shell-shocked. They did have the week off. Oh, bang go the Tigers. They had the week off here, the Roosters. I thought they might have started a little slow. Well, there's no danger of that. After that defensive set, they are primed for the battle.
They had the Tigers. That was a big shot coming in from the hooker, actually, in Smith there, the previous tackle. So they're lining up here. Smith involved there with a few of his henchmen there, and Caffrey is one of those as well. 25 out from the line. Defensive set looking pretty good here for the Tigers again. Under ball is going to, chopping them down everywhere. The poor old Roosters, they're getting plucked. Every feather's coming out of them by the Tigers. They're relentless. That's the 30-metre line. Hasn't been touched. It's going to go end over end towards the after levels and throws the ball back inside of the fullback in Molokennington. And he'll get up on the 30. Wow.
Geez, that was a spirited offload there by Connor Layla Brennan. Gets it to his fullback in Hayden Molkenteen, but I mean, it was a bit risky.
How good were the tackles in that set? Now the Roosters are going to try and do their own bit of carnage on the Tigers.
Has been very physical so far, John, very physical.
Across the halfway line, they're under 20s warm conditions. Let's see how that goes at the back end. 35-minute halves in this Chaos Premier under 20s grand final. Jones, half a chance. He gets the offload there in Molkenteen. And he'll go back in, gets the offload. Didn't need to throw that pass. It came off the chin. He wasn't really expecting it, and that'll be a changeover. Actually, it was Fayatala Marinera.
Yeah, really good. Really good work there by the halfback in Patrick Holt. He's grabbed the ball and thrown it wide to Faitala Mariner. A little bit of space on the end. Probably could have just been a little bit more reserved. We are only 5 minutes into the grand final at this stage. Could have just held on to it a little bit more. But the lads are excited, John. It's grand final day. Who doesn't want to be the hero?
The Tigers, we've been looking at the left-hand side of this ground so far for the first 5 minutes, being all the Tigers defensively. And you look at the Roosters' line defence was outstanding. He's gone without that. That'll be a knock on. And it's going to be play on, says the referee. The Tigers turning defence into attack. And here they go. 18 out from the try line. Dummy half now with Smith. They go to the blinds. They got numbers. Goes back in. Gets a high shot there. There's half back and hold. Gets into the corner. And the Tigers go over and score on the back of an error from the Roosters. And they open the account.
Oh, beautiful work here from the Tigers. One of the most important phases of rugby league is your transition from defence into attack, and they all just sprung into action immediately. As soon as the ball hit the deck, they were all aware of what was happening and pounced. Beautiful efforts there and work from this young side. We'll have a look at the Chaos replay. They go on the right side through Patrick Holt. He dummies and gets through a couple. Eventually gets the offload away. I think that's Hammond in the corner. We'll have a look here. There's Holt. Beautiful work. No, it's not. It's not. It's the back row of Connor McCarthy pushing 12. Through. So excellent work here by the Tigers. They've applied the pressure in the opening stages of this match, and they're rewarded 4 points.
It's I've said it before, and I'll say it again. You make errors, and Sometimes you pay, but they pay dearly by 4 points. Scored in the corner. They were scrambling the Roosters. Their line defence was good beforehand, but that changeover had them on their heels pretty quickly, and the Tigers just threw it. He's looking pretty good, that half for Carina and Holt on that right-hand side. Jones is on this left-hand side, but they're a nippy pair of halves, aren't they?
Yeah, I really like Holt and what he's shown me. He's drifting between both sides, and here he is with a kick conversion attempt, and he's got it.
Never in doubt, gets just across the crossbar. 6-0 in favour of the Tigers. And the Roosters will come back and they'll kick this one as deep as they can. They've got the breeze at their back. So conversion successful. So the Roosters a little bit shell-shocked, and I think it's probably their own errors. Twice they've coughed it up before the end of a set of 6, Taylor Brown, inside their own half as well, which isn't great. As I said, a B&B Cougar over, it's 11 a.m, so the sun's right up in the top of the sky, so favours nobody. Later on this afternoon, obviously favours the side running out. East-West field here at B&B Cougar Oval. So the Tigers just hangs on that there, but the defence is coming through and puts a shot there to Powell. Hook up. It's a 20-metre line. Again, just one out stuff here. The Tigers just want to get to their set and kick it into the corner. Meanwhile, the Roosters trying to halt their progress. Powell again involved in the tackle.
Very physical defensively here, the Roosters.
Now here's a chance here. Powell's pretty stoked. He's going to claim he's got the play to knock that on there. The hooker from the Roosters, and so deja vu, but this time it's the Roosters will pounce on an error from the Tigers.
Yeah, I really like the effort in which Powell was defending in that set. You can see it was just bumbled in at the play of the ball, unfortunately, there for the Tigers. But they had a lot of sting in their shoulders in the last set here, the Roosters. I like to think that's how they've started their defence all day, so they need to keep that. Defence wins premierships, John.
Yeah, I don't know whether the Tigers coaching staff will be happy if they leak 6 points straight after scoring. That's Cali Kupu. His first run, now centre three-quarter and Finks gets within 22 of the try line. Now they throw Feo Toano at the line, 8 out. Powell, a dummy half. Let's see if he can conjure something up. Timu, and Timu almost gets through there. They drag the arms down around the ankles. They pull him down. 5 short now. It's with Powell. They go into the hands of Osborne. Chances. Just got offload there. Finks doesn't do it. Gets a wrap around here. The Tigers are going to come up with a footy. They had an open man out wide, Taylor Brown. It didn't go there.
Yeah, I couldn't understand quite what happened there. I thought it might have just been a quick little pass. I think he was slightly worried about Layla Brennan coming in for the intercept, though, so he decided to just hold on to the ball instead. He didn't want to be the one that threw the final pass for an intercept. They'll get the ball back here again, though, the Roosters. It was touched by Carina. So more offensive opportunities.
Powell is driving his bus at the moment. Now it's with Thomas. Finds a fullback in Cali Kupu. Beats one. Doesn't beat the second here. Manhandled to the ground right in front of the crossbar. Took pen end of being the Cougar Oval. Powell's a dummy half. He wants to prop forward for now to go the other way or get out of the way. It's with Thomas, and Thomas goes back the way the footy came to him. He's going to stand there losing meters. Well, there's a breakdown of communication somewhere along the line here. I thought there was a set play. But we can see for now it's actually lined up a long way back, but it's not going to go to him. It's going to be instead his forward pass. Goes to Fatuano. And so the Tigers will breathe a sigh of relief so close to their own line.
Yeah, disappointing here from the Roosters. They did look a little bit dishevelled and not quite as organised as they'd like to be attacking the line. I love seeing a big man throw a pass, especially that close, but unfortunately it was just a little bit forward. Actually looked quite line ball for me, but it is what it is. It might have been a try if it was let through because Fatuano was only stopped by the white stripe.
So the Tigers will have to run it out now from their own in-goal area. Malcontine. And here's a knock on Carina. So the Roosters, Carina doing everything they can to bring the Roosters back into this game.
Yeah, the Roosters are knocking and Tigers are just inviting them in at the moment. It's crazy. Just having a look at the chaos replay here. Thought there could have been an opportunity out wide. Gets the offload away, called forward, so I don't quite understand that. You'll actually find that it was Antioch Faitala Mariner that touched it and then picked it up. So I don't know, how could that be a forward if your own man's picked it up?
Yeah, they got numbers out. Surely they go that way. This time the Roosters, they will score in the corner. I think Pritchard Malaki will go over for the Roosters. Checking grounding, says the referee. He's going to award the try here. So Brighton hit back on the mountain of possession coughed up by the Tigers.
Yeah, the Tigers will be sitting behind the try line, ruining what happened there. They had the opportunity to have the ball in hand, but coughed up possession. We'll have a look at the chaos replay here to see exactly how Ferrani, Pritchard, Malachi got to the try line. It was a set play from the Roosters off the scrum. Beautiful ball movement. The conductor there, the half in Caleb Osborne. Beautiful offloads here. Pritchard Malachi doing what any good winger does, sticking to the paint. Gets a little aerial in that finish there, John.
Yeah, we see it time and again, the set play from the scrum, but unfortunately the Tigers player was just left on his own. Just want to double check if it was the winger. He rolls over. He's a big body and he's going to roll over. It is the winger number 2. It's the biggest 2 I've ever seen on anyone's back there, but he knows where the corner is and they go over and score. And they've got those pictures coming from red corner there showing the try. It's brought this back. It's not an easy kick. The breeze will be with the kicker.
Yeah, talk about a tough kick.
Talk about just coughing up possession. The Tigers. It's almost they scored the try and it's almost like they're at home and being hospitable and saying, oh, you got to go.
Yeah, well,
3 incompleted sets.
I've got no doubt that Ricky Biles will be pulling his hair out as he watches that. I mean, the boys behind the line. I guess there is one consolation, is it that, hey, we let them down here. We gave them that one. Let's not do that ever again.
Oh, you don't want to give momentum to a side. The Roosters look really good. Oh, it's going to be a pretty handy kick. Pretty handy kick. It's all square, 6-all. Oh, the boys can kick from anywhere.
Oh, how skillful are these players these days, John, honestly. It's hard to believe we're watching a bunch of 18, 19-year-olds running around with the size, speed, physicality, skill. It's all here.
Yeah, good work there. It might have been Holt coming across and cover defence there, trying to knock the rampaging Pritchard Malachi off balance or into in goal. Just not quite enough. He had his head down, so it's going to go deep into the corner. Had a bit of a look at it. No, it's full, on the full, so that'll be a Carina. What happened? 5-minute mark there, ahead 6-0, and after that, they're just absolutely leaking possession.
Geez, that hurts. Ethan Olsen, very smart there by the centre. He knew exactly where the touchline was. Just put his foot on the white stripe, exactly what you need to do. So now Brighton being just invited back into this contest. And they're such a larger side. You can see how much bigger Brighton are than Carina. You don't want to let them have the roll on and then just allow Corey Thomas and Caleb Osborne just to play conductor and kick into corners and defend a lead. It's
well, in warm conditions too, Taylor. You're not going to use as much gas when you do run out, but if you defend, it's a big shot. Oh, that might have actually been Smith who put the shot on there. Here we go now with the Roosters. Thomas, cut out ball, a chance here for the winger and Waka. And Waka will go close to the try line. He's going to be held, says the referee, or has he lost it? He's lost it in the tackle, so cover defence from the Tigers pays off.
Yeah, lost it in the tackle here, unfortunately. But they were looking good. This expansive play out to the right-hand side. Once again, we'll have a look at the chaos replay. We just see they had all the defenders tied up. And only about 8 metres to go. I thought he might have fancied his chances for the corner there, John, if I'm being honest.
I think he might fancy actually a strip on the ground there from Treadwell. But anyway, we play on. So the Roosters, have to defend now. They've coughed it up, but the 5 minutes we're looking to the left of B&B Cougar IL from the Leagues Club, and for the next 10 minutes we look to the right-hand side where the Roosters have dominated it. Little knock on! Carina, what are you doing? Well, 20 metres right in front, set play. Do they go to the left-hand side again? Taylor Brown on a set play from the scrum.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if they do move where they want the scrum being pitched, because they have that option. Now, when they scored off the set play, they were probably a good 10 to 15 metres further to the right on the tram tracks here. So, well, they've decided to keep it there. They've gone a split of 4 and 2. See if the defence mimics it does. I can sniff a set play to the left here, John.
Here they come to the right. As you'd expect. As you see Olsen, the first carry, 15 out. But I could read what you were talking about. It looked obviously to go right. They did go the right, try and play the 5-card trick. We'll see what for now. 8 out from the try line. Double pump here from Powell. And Powell, he's been strong in defence. He's not strong enough to get through that Tigers wall, though. He'll stand in the tackle. Quick play the ball. Here it is with Thomas. Thomas puts a kick into the corner. Just has knocked on. That's going to be a try, I think, in the corner. It was knocked on there by the Brighton's fullback, Cowley Cooper, and I think you'll find Treadwell scored. No, it might be.
Yeah, maybe Zion Walker. We'll just have a look for him to turn around. But what a kick, recognising that the winger there for the Carina Tigers had pushed in a little bit. That's Kendrick Treadwell for the Tigers. Here's the chaos replay. Beautiful kick here by Corey Thomas, recognising that the defence was a little too compressed. And yes, that's Kendrick Treadwell, was just a little bit too compressed in and off his wing, allowing Zion Walker to score in the corner. Have a look at this. This must be so close to the line. Oh,
plenty of time. Plenty of room. You could have scored in there, big unit.
I don't know about that.
Oh,
I don't know about that.
Hey?
But here come the Roosters, John. Invited back into this end by the Tigers. 3 separate errors.
This is a grand final. You don't bring that to a grand final. You play chicken. You just wait and play a patient game of footy, wait for the opposition to make the errors. Well, that's what the Roosters have been doing.
Well, here's Manasa Timu. He kicked one from the other corner. That looked comfortable. This is the opposite corner for him.
A couple of surnames in this side from Brighton are synonymous with rugby league. For now, for one, and obviously Timu and Pritchard as well. So players of today, stars of tomorrow here in the under-20s Chaos Premier A grade grand final, live from BMD Cougar Oval.
Oh,
knows how to kick him. Only one person I know can kick better than that. He's to my right.
Mate, I almost said he shanked that because it looked like it was going to the right-hand side of the sticks, didn't it? Well, but he had a bit of reverse swing in that, Joey Johns-esque.
If you check we can't see on screen, the flags above the chook pen are really starting to pick up here for this west-southwesterly. So it's favouring the Roosters. They put it out to the left and push it back inside. So the Tigers, this time they decided to play it safe and put it down the middle of the park. Here, long ball out in the middle here. The Roosters think they've got themselves in the bag, and Fa'atuano will get across the 30-metre along a long pass inside their own zone here. Here they come as dummy there from Powell, and Powell is just too cute.
Yeah, Powell trying to look left, past right, just ran his winger and Ethan Olsen out of space, out of time, out of room, and the pass floats forward. This is not how you want to treat a set after points.
Carina need this.
And they look so good. Like that shift off the kickoff, you don't expect it of such a powerful side, because that's what they are. They play that power game, but they pulled it off, and geez, they look good in the process.
So on the 40, taking the line, they're trying to weave his way through. There's Jones, and Jones is going to be pushed down by Cowley Cooper, so there's no fullback back there, but you wouldn't think they'd be kicking any time soon. A Duffer and dummy half here is from Smith. Smith gets away, still going. Smith gets the offload. Oh, the cover defence on the Roosters has to come up. Cowley Cooper again, dummy half. Smith, centres of the lock in the skipper, and Silly is there's a try line. He'd love to reach out and score it. Has to get up and play it. Smith darts from dummy half. Hooker goes over and scores. The Tigers hit back straight away. You're kidding.
Oh, well, somebody check under Smith's jersey, because I reckon he's got spiders on him. No one wanted to touch him that set.
He's been strong, hasn't he, the number 9 in defence, and now with the cake tin taping around the head, burrows his way across the line. As Taylor Brown said, nobody wanted to have anything to do with him. Just head down and burrows, and boom, try time.
Yeah, just pushing through there from his legs, using all his power. pushing over the top, slams the ball down. Great work from
Follows it up with a
Sterling
spike
Smith.
in the back end of it too, mate.
The thing with Smith there and that, it's almost like he said, boys, no one's holding the ball if I pass it to him. I'm not passing it anymore. I'm just going to dummy and run myself.
Probably.
He pushes through the middle at the start of the set, and then he gets to the end of the set and says, oh, if I've come this way, I better slam it down as well.
Because if I pass it, we're packing the scrum and it's going to be a Rooster feed. It's a conversion attempt here. He got one before to Jones from the far side, almost in exactly the same spot, but on this the Leeds Club side. Said warm conditions here at BMD Cougar Eye Oval. Breeze is refreshing.
Oh, geez.
How about this, eh? Some masterclasses in goal kicking from both the Roosters and the Tigers. We have a locked-up ball game at 12 all, 13 minutes to go in this first half of the Chaos Premier under-20 grand final. And just what you expect on the scoreboard, but out in the middle, it hasn't been pretty football, really, Taylor Brown. There's been a lot of errors from both sides. It hasn't been champagne footy, but you stick to the grind and you stick to your beliefs, and you'll get the results. So
that's right. I'm just looking around here at BMD Cougar Eye Oval. We've had lots of orange and lots of blue here for the start of this match. Even more blue and red starting to filter in for the reserve grade game.
Here we go on a break straight away for the... Funny what happens when you score a try, and there's nothing more dangerous than a redhead with a footy who's cranky. He'll get up and play it.
And someone's gifted that young man with a mullet as well. It's flowing out the back.
Mullet. How about that? So the Tigers, this is more like it. They just need to hang on the footy. They don't like that one-arm carry just quietly, but anyway, he's going to drag himself to the 40-metre line. Dummy half is a try scorer in Smith. Sending it wide, turns it back into Smith, juggles it, hangs onto it. Sees half a gap here between the forwards. It's going to be pulled down there by Timu. Not before he gets across the halfway line. A couple of tackles still to go here for the Tigers. They're going to kick early. So Jones puts that one up high. The Breeze is going to push that away from... Oh, he takes it nicely in the end there. Does Waka, the try scorer. How good is that?
Yeah, he's been great, hasn't he, Waka, with his hands to start this match. Jeez, the Tigers have revved up here.
That's the 23. And Terrera Rapana from Carina, the red-headed, rampaging lumberjacks out there. He's cutting down rooster trees. Look at him. Big unit coming out here to do one job, and that's to wreak havoc. He's looking for another shot. And tackle there from Sealy, the skipper. Come to the blind side. Nemo, and Nemo look for a quick play ball. Now it's the last. So a fairly nice defensive set from Carina. Wow, a penalty late in the tackle count. Doesn't get any later than that on the last, inside the 10.
Yeah, all offside there, trying to put pressure on the kicker. That is the definition of a coach killer right at the end of the set. Tell you what, the Carina Tigers have played some outstanding football today, and if they hadn't have dropped the ball or given up his possession, the silly errors, given the Roosters field position and opportunity, could have been in front by a fair bit by now. I'm not going to lie, John. They haven't brought their best selves to grand final day, it seems, in the first half.
And to a nay. His first carry, he comes on. He's got his socks up nice. He's looking delicious. It's now with Ingram. Ingram takes a tackle there of Terrera Rapana. 20 metres out from the try line. Oh, getting each other's way here. There's another. And there's a penalty for an obstruction because they just got absolutely messed up in that play. Didn't read the playbook at all.
Yeah, they didn't.
One of them had it upside down, obviously.
I mean, it's grand final day, but they just didn't look comfortable with each other there. They weren't in sync, and the ball gets mixed up. So Carina breathe a sigh of relief, and depending on the kick here from Moses Jones, it's a good one. Now, the Tigers, they'll simply be trying to complete this set. Don't worry about points. Don't worry about anything else. Let's just get to a kick and drill it down the other end.
Simple game. Sometimes you just get those players who come off the bench in the grand final, they're still over-enthusiastic and get in the way and forget about the structures in place. And here he comes now, Terrera Rapana. Good carry and gets a penalty for a high shot on the big fella, and I'm pretty sure he didn't feel it. Well, hang on, Pushing the Golden Locks back. That's a 30-metre line. Do you take? Well, it's into the breeze the way they kick them. They're going to kick for touch into the breeze.
Gone.
Made it easy.
Gone in the creek. Gone.
Creek there. People go in there looking for that footy and never come out.
Yeah,
They do. They glow in the dark.
Don't pick it up. Needs to get through a car wash first.
Carina now absolutely getting a pulverising from the 35-minute mark after they scored. Now look like they might get back in front. First of all, they got to get past the Roosters. Thinks about a pop pass out the back here, but Smith, the hooker, said, no, hang on to it. It's with Smith. Jones, ball out the back here. Malcontine had a bow peep. The Roosters will come up with a footy again and complete the set. Not happening.
Oh, beautiful work by Ethan Olsen. Just up and in the face of Malcontine. Put him in two minds and he's dropped the ball in perfect attacking position. So Brighton's defence gets them out of trouble.
Olsen with a good carry, and that's one right around the face there of Major. Play on, says the referee. Quick play the ball here. Now replacing Farah. Rare gets almost to halfway. The Roosters are getting a roll on. Quick play the ball now with Major again with another carry. He takes you to the 40. Still 2 tackles to go here. This is quick play the ball here. It's lickety-split stuff from the Roosters. It's now with Finks and Finks. Turns him back inside here. Razzle-dazzle stuff here. Oh, and there's a coming through with a big shot. There was the lock forward in Silly, the skipper, but then meanwhile the Roosters, the fullback Cowley Kupu gets close to the line. He's going to be denied by the Tigers. Oh, how good is this? And he might have gone over and scored.
Oh.
No, he's
referees
lost the footy.
Called knocked on, but how exciting was that 5 minutes of passage? Kylie Lupo kept going and going and going. The shot on Corey Thomas by Samuel Caffrey was huge. Samuel Silly, sorry. And the Tigers, they escape out of that one.
Good. Oh, now we're getting this taking. Oh, big shot there coming in for the replacement player. And Amatuanai, the referee and Kakashi having a bit of a word together. And now we've got a penalty inside the 10. And he's got himself another penalty here as Terrera Rapana.
Geez, there was a couple of big shots, though.
But beforehand, I thought they were a little bit high. The referee played on. Obviously, might have just hit the chest and floated up. And you see Terrera Rapana getting a drink in back play, and he's absolutely almost sucked the water and the ball down his throat. He's doing his job as the Tigers now. A quick touch.
Oh, too close to the sideline. Roosters starting to crow here, John. Still got 6.5 in the first half, but geez, they are looking strong.
Yeah, I don't think the Roosters player had to go on with that there. The player who made the error on the Roosters player came over and gave him a hug to say thank you very much, and took umbrage to it, which is fair enough. They got the footy. Don't need to do anything more than that. The referee will play the changeover. So you get a penalty. Well, it's bad enough to not find touch, but then your first play, you end up in touch. It's got to be number 5 on the coach killer list.
Geez, Wharawera has been good since coming on the field. Run hard, big shots, legal shots, hasn't been penalised once.
Amatuanani, you should have tried sometime in your career, mate. Just saying.
What, having a go?
No, legal tackles. Might play a lot more footy. Powell, go through with Thomas. Replacement player there is Olsen. He's been really good since he's been out there. He gets the ball back inside to Ingram, who stands and tackle. Or if he hasn't called held yet, he'll play it. 10 out. Thomas again. They got numbers out to the left. They can get there. Goes back in the field of play. There's Osborne, and Osborne is going to get with the metre short. Last tackle down here for the Roosters. They throw the replacement player into the line there in Amatuani, and he's going to be 9. That'll be a short. It should be a changeover, and is right underneath the crossbar.
Yeah, they'll squeeze up here, the Roosters, in the middle of the field. Try and hold the Carina Tigers down here.
Less than 5 minutes to go before Oranges. The breeze is favouring the Roosters. It's picked up here at BMD Cougar Oval. And they'll try and run it out 12 all. Carina. Hasn't been any shortage of physicality in the tackles, has there, from either side? As you'd expect in the grand final. Flex your muscle, so that's a good carry. I think that might have been Malkentine, the fullback. Gets some metres. Major has to do some tackling now. Get some help from Osborne, not before the Tigers get across the 40, almost to halfway. Picks that up around his ankles there, this Holt. Now it's the last, so it's a 60-metre carry for this set here from the Tigers. Jones puts a crossfield kick in. That's going to go end over end and fine touch.
A little too crossfield there from Jones.
So this breeze, and an old timer from around the Wynnum Way tells me this breeze is called the Doughboy Doctor. There you go. We'll talk about the Fremantle Doctor, but there's a breeze that picks up around about this time of the day down here on the Bayside. And it's really starting to pick up. He's this man fullback, Kelly Cooper. He was outstanding in the previous set down in the corner there, wasn't he, Taylor? Making a lot of breaks and causing indecision for the Tigers.
He's grown into this game, hasn't he, John? And wouldn't it be absolutely astounding if the Roosters can get on the board with 3 minutes to go?
Olsen gets over halfway. Powell at dummy half. They go that blind side. They favour the right-hand defensive Carina. They seem to think they can make a breakthrough here to the Roosters, or they've just actually gone way over to one side. Let's see if they go from one side of BMD Cougar over. Here's a cross-field kick here. Here's a chance here for now Waka and Waka. Ball goes loose and he's causing a nightmare. That's going to be taken just in the field of play here from Carina. Treadwell survives another onslaught from the kick of Thomas. Now the Tigers again have to work it out from their own end.
Really good set and kick there from the Roosters, just pinning it in that corner. Great chase by Waka to hold them down. They're playing a really good brand of football here, the Roosters.
Grand final, chaos. Premier Under 20s live here from BMD Cougar Oval. Taylor Brown and myself, John Devine, lapping up this wonderful game. Now it's the last, so they're going to put a kick over the top here. They're going to end up with a footy on the 42-metre line here now. The Roosters, as Waka will get up and play it. 10 short of half. Wow. Don't know whether anybody knew about that little chip kick. And here's this man, Cowley Kupu again. This time he's been knocked off balance. Play on, says Ree, wasn't held. Still going, gets to the halfway line. Still going, drives forward, finally takes a tackle. Not before he gets across the halfway line.
Must be the hardest man in the world to tackle.
Pritchard turns it back to Finau. Gets to the 40. 90 seconds remaining first half. Nemo they're driving towards the 30. Look for a crossfield kick. We'll see how we go, but he's going to go one way is Powell, then back to the right-hand side, then back to the left before he's pulled down there by Terera Rapana. Last tackle for the Roosters. Cowley Kupu puts a kick into the in-goal area, and it's going to be about a dead in goal by a Tiger, or was it over the dead ball beforehand? Penalty anyway. It's going to be in front of the...
Yeah, penalty there for the offside man in front of the kicker. And if you just look at the body language of both of these sides, they are spent. What an opening 40 minutes of rugby league here. The under-20s boys turning it on grand final day.
Fine touch. So probably 3 tackles in the set here for the Tigers. They try that little kick over the top again. Here's my man. Give it to the lumberjack, Terera Rapana. He's a block play. They go to the left-hand side. Offloads, goes behind. It has to be tidied up at the back there by Treadwell, and Treadwell will take the tackle on the halfway line. Last play here of the half. And there's an absorbing encounter between the Tigers and the Roosters, and that's being kicked right into Waka, and that will be half-time. 12-all after the Roosters scored first, Taylor Brown.
Yeah, 12-all. The Roosters looking outstanding. The Tigers really just inviting them back in the game with silly errors. They looked good to start off with, the Tigers. Good defence, keeping the ball down this end of the field, but it's the Roosters who have come back late, and we're going into the sheds 12-all.
Stand out for you, mate.
So far, the interchange player there from the Brighton Roosters has been Wharawira. He's been outstanding.
All right, we'll check out the highlights of the first half here as the boys go off and enjoy a cool drink. This is on the back of an Aero Taylor.
Yeah, it was, and this was a great little try here from Holt. Just taking on the line, sucking in some players, and then allowing Connor McCarthy to get some spare space on the outside to slam the ball down. Now, this was the Roosters in their rebuttal with Ferrani, Pritchard, Malachi on the back of some really slick ball movement, and then that man, of course, Cowley Lupo on the end to help set it up. And then, yeah, great try, sneaking in the corner there, like a young Daniel Tupu, Pritchard Malachi. This was the Roosters' second try over the top. Zion Walker Treadwell gets a touch to it, but couldn't bat it out. And Zion Walker, great pickup, great put down, little whoop up to the camera. That's what you like to see. And then this was all heart and determination by Sterling Smith, the young hooker. Done really well. And that's just typifies a little bit of what we saw of the Roosters getting a little frustrated down the other end of the field. Not quite getting to the end of their sets and a little flustered, really, John.
Yeah. There's all the Roosters after.
Here's that massive shot.
How good's that? That's beautiful.
Well, that's also, we've seen a lot of that, haven't we?
We haven't been. Well, look, for mine in the second half here, I thought Cowley Cooper started coming into the back end of that first half. He's causing all sorts of indecision. Powell started that half doing all that sort of stuff. But their forwards for now, Fontanoa, and then coming off is Amatua and Nemo really driving up for the Roosters. And for Carina, they started off so well. They scored early there through McCarthy, but then after that there, it's all been handling errors, and they're lucky to actually be in the contest for mine, Taylor Brown. And the Roosters and the Tigers will go to the sheds 12-all. Both coaches have got a lot to work on, and it's basically go back to the simple things, catch and pass, and just treat that football with a little bit more respect. So we'll take a break here. This is the Chaos Premier Under 20 Grand Final here, live from BMD Cougar Island. Roosters 12, Tigers 12. Under 20s grand final brought to you by Chaos, live from BMD Cougar Eye Oval. 12-all is the scoreline. 35 minutes remains for the season for these two sides. And Taylor Brown and myself, John Devine, absolutely enthralled by this contest because, well, while it hasn't been pretty, we've got a 12-all scoreline coming into the second half of the grand final. You've got to be pretty happy with what's going to come up next.
Yeah, only 35 minutes left, John, to decide who will be the premiers for season 2022 in this competition.
Yeah, try scorers in the first half for Carina, Smith and McCarthy. And then for Pritchard, for Brighton, the two wingers in Pritchard, Malachi and Waka. As we wait for the Roosters, who are yet to get the memo to say when to come out, as they'll make the Tigers bask in the sun. Quite warm here, 26 degrees here now. BMD Cougar Eye Oval. That breeze is starting to pick up this west-southwesterly, west-northwesterly. I'll get it right in a minute.
Geez, this was a tightly contested grade in the BRL this year. There were 6 sides sitting between 12 and 8 wins. That's how close it was. Only 4 wins separated the bottom of the top 5 to the top. It was an absolute blockbuster comp from start to finish. The Roosters and the Tigers are about to duke out the final 35.
We're waiting for the referee to get things. Finks, the biggest centre for a 20-year-old, gets us underway for the second half. He sends that one down right on the chalk. So the Tigers, well, they sort of finished off that half. They got a bit of a pulverising. Here he comes, the man, Tarara Rapana. He goes crossfield, puts a couple of fens on there, but he comes in the arms of Finks, still going and trying to wrestle his way. He ends up on the logo, taking half of that with him. They come to the blind side, not much to work with. Ball back inside now to Hammond, and Hammond beats 1, beats 2 Hammond. Geez, he can step, but he's going to step right in the arms there of Ingram. He'll get across the halfway line though. Dummy half now, we've got a replacement there in Morris. And he'll get up to the blind side, ball back inside. And the defence from the Roosters is waiting for that player from the Tigers. And a replacement player there in Levi. And that goes into touch. Well, they're starting the second half like they finished the first half. Just no idea where the sideline is.
Yeah, that was a bit of an expansive pass there from Holt. Thought he saw an opportunity for his winger. And unfortunately, it's just slipped through his hands and straight out. So the Roosters, it was almost polar opposites. The Tigers started this half with an error. The Roosters started last half with an error.
Anna Tawanati gets to his feet inside Tigers' den, down to the 40. Looking for a quick play. The ball there is, well, I don't know. I heard there's going to be a knock on and be a scrum feed here to the top, but I heard get out of it. And he knocked it on. I thought it would have been a penalty for mine to the Roosters.
Well, the modern ruling, John, you have to get up and play the ball correctly. And even though there were some men filtering around in that play the ball, unfortunately, he did not provide a correct and proper play of the ball. So it is what it is.
Lying in night in a fetal position, rocking, sucking the thumb, trying to work that one out.
Well, we are close to that time of the year for you, John. It happens after Grand Final Day all the way to the trials.
I do, exactly. I don't know what to do with myself. A little bit of cricket, maybe. As we see, look at this guy, you can tell Rapana. He just doesn't like being tackled.
He's run for 400 metres since the start of the second half.
Yeah, he's only made 5 here, but he'll stand in the tackle. They come to the blind side here now there with Morris. Placement plays out here, Laylor Brennan. He'll take that tackle. 30-metre line, 8 in from the league's club side here at BMD Cougar Eye Oval. Throws a little bit of a dummy there, or two to Holt there. He's waiting for him there as Powell. So, wasn't sure what to do. There's no way through there. Forwards combining in the middle of the park here. Long ball. Here's a chance with the Tigers. They get off to Treadwell, and Treadwell will go into the corner, Willie, and the referee will say end of touch. The flag goes up.
Yeah, a little push and shove there between the boys, but a great defensive effort all in all by the Roosters. They had some opportunity on that left edge there, the Tigers. They almost converted into points. We'll have a look at the Chaos replay here. Another long ball from Jones. Gets to his centre unmarked. Treadwell's for the corner. Oh, great defence in the end by Corey Thomas.
Here they come now again. The Roosters trying to get out of their own end. Chook pen end here at BMD Cougar Eye. The referee saying release wants quick play ball. The back end of that first half, Taylor Brown, they really got their quick play the balls going, didn't they? The Roosters, they look very, very slick.
They look strong through the middle of the park.
I reckon the Void would have got out from Tigers just to slow this play the ball down because the Roosters were winning the ruck and the momentum up the middle third of the paddock. As we see an offload. Here we go, the Roosters. Half a gap, makes it a full gap, almost gets through this. Finks gets to his feet now, still going is Finks. Oh, Finks, he's got spiders all over him. Finks gets to the 10-metre line here. Dummy half now is Osborne. They go to the right-hand side. They got numbers. They got a whole coop full of Roosters out to the right-hand side. They don't go there. They're going to come 5 metres short of the try line. Numbers to the right and left here for the Roosters. They go to the right-hand side. Kicking the in-goal there by Thomas. Try time for the Roosters, and the Roosters will pounce through Olsen.
Beautiful work here from the Brighton Roosters. All the way from the original break, Caleb Finks dummying, stepping, jinking his way through the Tigers' defence. He pushes off that many, gets up, plays the ball. They had options to the right-hand side. Corey Thomas ends up getting the offload, reloads for the next play. And how good's that? Pinpoint precision. Olsen on the end of a beautiful Corey Thomas kick. Brighton Roosters hit the lead in the second half.
Yeah, they look the better side since they come out of the sheds, haven't they, the Roosters? Just playing the ball. The Tigers have tried to slow them down the ruck area here, but that's just they knew about that. He knew about that kick, Olsen, and he was there, and it popped up nicely as the Stephen does in the in-goal area, and over they go. So the Roosters hit the front for the first time. 16-12.
So kick to come here. We haven't seen anyone miss a goal today. There's been some perfect conversions.
And it's not easy either because there's a really stiff
breeze.
really stiff breeze out here from it's more of a westerly going right into between the goalposts.
Well, I think this is the worst place to kick the ball from. He's a right footer. The far right-hand corner, the wind is blowing it as hard as possible away from the sticks towards the left. So he's going to have to calculate his own curve plus the wind's curve. I was no good at mathematics, but if I had the protractor out, there's not many degrees left to work with.
Look at you, protractor. I thought it was something you...
Don't ask me to spell it.
Put a video on the wall with. Strikes it, leaves it low, but the breeze, look at that, just pushes that away. Never had a chance here. So the score remains 16 points to 12, 28.5 to go here in this Premier Under-20 Grand Final. We see a replacement player coming out here for, well, no, he's come back onto the field as number 10 and Caffrey.
We've also got Sterling Smith here, who was outstanding in that first half, just urging his side forward. So maybe the change of difference here, Sterling Smith. Just notably, all the tries for the Roosters have come through their outside backs. All the tries for Carina have come through their forwards. So if it tells you anything about the way they like to play football.
Well, that's what they used to rumble over the top of the Panthers a few weeks ago at Franklin Oval. So the Roosters just got this feeling, Taylor Brown, they've come out better side since Oranges. They just seem to be completing, backing themselves, looking at quick play ball. You can see Carina trying to slow the ball down here. It's working marginally. We see this man again, and Amatawani. He's been good since he's come on, gets to the 40.
The secret's watermelon, John. You don't have oranges, you have watermelons as well.
You have oranges at half-time anymore. That kick's going to be a midfield kick. Look out, there's some Roosters coming through. Hits, oh! He opened up his rib cage and he was nicely smashed by Fararare.
Geez, you're a strong defensive side.
Like a band-aid coming up. He knew it was coming. Knew it was going to hurt, and it did. Layla Brennan now. So the backs are starting to come and do a little bit of work for the forwards. They'll come back to it. It's not watermelon juice they have at half-time, isn't it?
Yeah, but they have watermelon and oranges. It's about choice.
Oh, hey.
It's 2022, John.
Caffrey gets across the 30.
Grow up. It's 2022.
That's the 20-metre line. Yeah, well, we used to have bring our own and peel them. Tough back in the day. So that's the 20-metre line now. The Tigers, the Roosters have to defend now. Last thing I want to do is cough up a try after getting a lead for the first time. Put in the in-goal area from Jones, and that will go end over. And a little bit bigger the in-goal area since they moved the field here at B&B Cougar Oval. Quick tap and away they go here. The referee lets play on. Unless that man, Cowley Kupo, who gets across the 30. Oh, he's been dangerous, hasn't he, the number 1?
He's been the point of difference for mine, Kelly Lupo.
6 to go, says the referee. Gets across the halfway line in his whacker. He'll take that right in the middle of Cougar Eye Oval. They come to this blind side. Finks still going his Finks. Gets a one-on-one strip. 2 men in there. Penalty to the Roosters.
1-on-1 plus 2. There was a couple in the tackle.
Who was in there? You and I.
And that's only because I was commentating. If I didn't have the headset on, I'd be in there as well.
Yeah. Some shops around here. Extra bars on the window knowing you're in town. It's just going to be a kick to the sideline. You shouldn't have trouble finding touch with the breeze. They're going to take a tap in the middle and send it forward up into the line here. And they do so through Fatanoa. It's a 30 for the Roosters. Blindside, the back row with Major. Major's getting some metres under his belt as well. Gets to the 20, so this is good carry. Powell has options. Looks for another forward, finds a lock forward in Timu, and Timu will drive. There's 10 more metres. Oh, they're doing what they like here are the Roosters. Tigers are on roller skates. They go to that right-hand side again. No kick this time. Going back inside is Ingram, and Ingram will stand in the tackle there. Drives for a few more metres before he's pulled down. 5 in, 5 out. Slow play the ball, finally they get the footy in the hands of Thomas, and Thomas finds the front forward and Fatuano, and he'll drive towards the centre of the crossbar. He'll get pulled down just to the left. Last tackle now here, says the Roosters. Right, they're going to come to the left-hand side, yes. Ball back inside. Well, everybody thought it was going to go to the wing, but not for the Brighton Roosters. They go through Osborne, and he's going to score as easy as you like. And the Roosters stretches at 20.
Oh, beautiful set here from the Brighton Roosters. Just asking questions of the Tigers all the way from the middle of the park. As soon as they took that tap, all the way to the right-hand side, back to the middle, and then through the left. They squeezed the defence, they pushed the defence, they squeezed it, they pushed it, and then right at the very end, Olsen gets a ball, looks to his left, dummies, spots an opportunity, big left foot step. No one could stop him from that close.
Well, you said it. Well, you pointed to me. Obviously, the fans can't see it because you said it's going to come. And they go. They got to mount the men outside of the Roosters, and that's what the Tigers thought, and that's where they thought they were going. So let's open a massive gap there for the halfback to wheeze his way through there. And this is just a quick sweeping play. You can see a lot of Roosters to the left-hand side. Didn't need him. Goes back off the left, then the right, and dives over and scores. And wow, Roosters. Well, stretch it out 8 with kick to come.
Well, they clocked off on the inside, John, just by getting pushed and manipulated left to right that whole set. They couldn't keep up with the energy, enthusiasm and ball movement of this Roosters outfit, and they just pushed them to breaking point. So again, that's another outside back with a try, albeit a half, but still in the lower third of the team sheet.
But the Roosters, well, the kick is important, but they pushed it out to 8 now. That's just a bit of a climb in a grand final.
Well, still 22 minutes on the clock. In this game, 22 minutes is almost a lifetime.
You think the big-headed Timu will have no problems with the distance strikes. It's hard and fast through the uprights. Timu, he's had a fade on his golf shot.
He did have reverse swing.
He
did have reverse swing. I saw one yesterday, and before yesterday, the last time I saw it was the World Cup with Andrew Johns in Great Britain.
Wow, that's going back.
That is where it's going.
Wait, 3 then? Try time.
I saw it on a DVD. Actually, it was a VCR. There you go.
There you go. Good to see you watching footy on the VCR for a change. You see the Tigers. They want to be careful where they push this footy with that breeze behind them. The ball's, as you can see, getting blown off the tee.
I'd just
had one
skyrocket
go into touch on the full from the Tigers.
I'd skyrocket it straight and as high as possible.
Yep. And that's what he's done. It's a nice high kick. Something's starting to come into play here as we see the Roosters. Well, the Tigers need to just defend. Only need to try and get a... We'll probably go back to that second strip, Taylor, which gave field position for the Roosters.
They'll just come from this roll on. The middles for the Roosters are just rolling and punching through the center. See that? They're always getting their nose through.
Yep.
Quick play the balls. And it's just a nightmare for Tigers to try and defend. Look at that. They're making 10 to 15 every hitter.
Fashanoa gets over the halfway line. Roosters. Half a shimmy there from the halfback before he gives it off to Faharare. He's going to be twisted backwards on the 30. Last tackle, they're going to put it through the hands. It's with Thomas instead, puts a crossfield kick in. Who's out there? Oh, it's taken by the Roosters. Is it 6 more? Well, it must be, because the referee has said it's not a changeover. Now he signals 6 more, so the Roosters have got another crack at the line here. So what a crossfield kick. It must be a Tigers hand there. Unfortunately, it might be Tarara or Apana. The back row wants to have a crack, and Ingram gets a good bit of shoulder work on him. 10 metres out, right in front of the uprights, northern end, or sorry, eastern end of western end. I'll get my compass out in a second. The Roosters, 5 out from the try line. Powell's a dummy half. Here they come to the left-hand side here. Ball's knocked down, I think, from the Tigers. That should be play on. Try time, goes over and scores, and the Roosters through Major has gone across the line. The referee's checking with a touch judge, and he's going to say touch by a Tiger. Roosters try.
Starting to extend their lead now. The Roosters, they're flapping their wings. I dare say it's going to be a big old night down there at Jim Laurie Oval.
They go to the left-hand side again. The right-hand defence for the Tigers, they've been pumping it all game.
Yeah, it came off a Tiger just in an attempt to make a tackle. It wasn't on purpose. He didn't mean to make a play at the ball. He was just trying to wrap his arms around. We'll have a look here. It does. It just the bounce of the football falls straight into the lap of Caleb Osborne. Beautiful offload and try time. How good's the chaos replay?
Hey, it was the halfback at Holt there trying to put the shot on and just managed to punch it to the hands of the back rower there in Major.
So this is a big kick, John. It's a 14-point lead. It's already over 2 converted tries. If they kick this one, it's going to have to be 3 converted tries to take the lead. Now, 19 minutes, still a long time. I'm not discounting the Tigers just yet. I'm not ready to put that cue in the rack. But it is going to make this mountain a lot harder to climb. I'm talking Omity to Kilimanjaro. This is huge.
And where would that mountain be?
Kilimanjaro. In Africa, isn't it? Pretty sure it's in Africa. Check me. Check me. Fact check me.
Sure it's not Japan?
No. Kilimanjaro. I'm 100% sure now that you say that.
Strikes
actually,
it
I think it's in I think it's in Tanzania.
28 points to 12. Tanzania. You're going to Google that as we see the Tigers come back again.
Mount Kilimanjaro is a dormant volcano in Tanzania. There we go.
Standing next to an Einstein who's got no life whatsoever to actually know that.
Devine looks left, Brown goes right. It's a knockout blow.
There you go. Well, that mountain might be a little bit too hard to climb with the Roosters cross again.
Oh, it's going to turn from Kilimanjaro into Everest.
End over end, and it's going to be tidied up by that man again, and Cowley Kupu gets back into the field of play. 1 quarter of footy left in this season for the under-20s. Tigers trying to get a defensive set here to create some sort of pressure for the kicker from the Roosters at the back end of this set of 6. They've got to kick into a stiff breeze. Still haven't got across the 20. The last thing they want to do is give away a penalty. They come to this blind side. Ducks underneath 1 or 2 there. There's Osborne, and Osborne will get to the 30. Still a couple to go for the Roosters. And that's the 40. Now it's the last. Let's see what they do with this breeze. I'll keep it low and flat. It's going to go straight down the throat now of Layla Brennan. I'd like to have both hands on that footy just quietly, but anyway, he's going to drive across the 40. 4 Roosters there to bring him down. 2 remain.
Tigers did really well with their aggression in that last set. Oh, they're chancing their arm early.
There he goes. Good vision there from their backs. throwing the ball around now. They've got to play catch-up footy. Taylor Brown, they got a chance to hand. They need to score in this set of 6, you would think. Get a repeat at least. It's Grinnan. Goes back the other way there. This Holt. Oh, absolutely stood up Powell. And Holt is going to lose the footy. Roosters come up with it.
He was just looking for support on the inside, drifting across field. A couple of very handy right foot steps and looking for a straight runner, and none presented.
No.
If he had a straight runner, you'd almost say they'll go under the post there, John.
Exactly. I think the fullback just chimes in there. It's good fullbacks do. They just lurk outside that shoulder looking for the offload and make them look good.
Speaking of good fullbacks, I can see Cowley Lupo just hovering in the centre of the park. Everywhere the football is, so is Cowley Lupo.
He's made the difference. At times, it's Olsen, the try scorer, get up. 41 metres to the other end. Turns the ball back inside. Here he comes. Cowley Kupu gets the offload down to Osborne again, and they get to the 20. Last tackle now here for the Roosters. Can they put the final nail on the Tigers' coffin? They come to this left-hand side. Here's the man, the big unit in Finkston. Flicks it back inside. Try time, and Osborne goes over and gets his second. And that's all she wrote. The Roosters go out to 32 points to 12. They lead by 20.
Oh, beautiful work here from the Roosters. They just ploughed through the middle of the Tigers for that whole set. Hard running, asking questions. Then on the last tackle, they decide to chance their arm. They go out the back. Osborne gets it to Finks, who just decides to run hard with options. He has Pritchard Malachi, but instead of looking outside, he looks on the inside, and here's Osborne lurking. The Tigers susceptible on that inside man. They have been for the last 2 tries now.
Yeah, they touched the right-hand defence of the Tigers again, but the Tigers, man, they should have backed the man inside to make that tackle. 3 of them committed, and just an open door there for Osborne to go across and score. And you would think the engraver has got the pen out. He's starting to write a capital B.
Yes, says we've gone under the 15-minute mark. At least 20 points now needed to mount this comeback. And as I mentioned before, Kilimanjaro has just turned into Everest. Now, I'm not saying that's impossible. We all know there's many people that have climbed Everest, but
it's in Nepal.
It is tough. There you go. Okay. I'm not going to question you. See, I agree. I know my geography. I'll back you in. I don't have
32 points to 12.
Have that faith.
You do realise Everest isn't the tallest mountain on Earth.
Everest isn't.
There's one underwater.
Yeah, that's
still a mountain.
Yeah, but it's not high.
Ask one of the fish. You ask fish that climb that mountain. It's a big mountain. It's underwater. Or crab.
I don't know how I'm the more mature out of us two. I really don't.
It's his conversion here coming from Tim. I'll tell you what, he's got a great swing. He knows where to hit the footy to keep it low and flat into the breeze. That one's going to go out the right. He's absolutely done exactly the opposite of what I just said then. And he's laughing as if to say, what did I do? Why did I change it? But the score remains 32 points to 12.
Probably thinking what I'm thinking half the time. Why do I listen to John?
A little right-hand defence here. They've gone to that right-hand defence of the Tigers every time the Roosters haven't they? They've been able to expose it. I don't know whether there's been a change in the back line here from the Tigers. There's a little bit of indecision on the man inside, whether he can to cover that guy.
Well, I think it's just
Tyne has been sort of scared all the time there at the back.
I think it's just fatigue, John. I think they forced themselves to do so much defence the back end of that first half through errors and silly mistakes.
Well, that tells you the story for the Roosters. He traps it, rolls 15 metres in front of him. He still gets the footy back here for the Roosters. Well, they can do no wrong here for the men from Jim Lowry. It will be pumping up there. They've got a great new outdoor area up there at started off by President Dylan Slater a couple of years ago. It's a great place to watch footy, and they'll be pumping there this evening. They've still got reserve grade to come too, the Roosters, and both of those sides get in there. Head north now, or maybe head south. Cowley Kupu. Thought he threw that ball back inside, but he hangs on to it. That's the 20. Last tackle now here for the Roosters. They're all offside. Kick. It's going to be... I thought he's going to pick it back up again. That might be still alive. Might be touched by a Tiger. That might be another try here. And the Roosters and the halfback and Osborne might have gone it. No, it might be Thomas. The Roosters score again.
Played at 6 again. Try time. The Premiership Trophy will be heading back to Jim Lowry. I've run out of analogies. There's no more left. It's impossible. Beautiful work here.
Yeah, they go to the test the left defence for Carina this time.
We'll have a look here at the chaos replay to see exactly what transpired, because it was almost impossible to keep up with. Corey Thomas just puts it on that right boot. He's been one of the best on ground for the Roosters today. Then it's just a little bit of hot potato.
He has to wait for the footy to stop doing something so he can dive on it. Thomas scores the try.
He's been man of the match for mine today, John. He's had a hand in multiple tries. He's been very strong on that right edge for the Roosters. And he gets himself a try. So both the halves getting their name on the scorer sheet here for Brighton.
Oh, that's just cruel. The footy just sat up and punched him on the chin. See a replacement coming on for the Roosters for the very first time in Langridge. Might be the coach's son. Thanks, Dad. Could be 10 minutes. We're in front by 24. What are you saying? What if they were behind by 24? I think you might be still cooling your jets. Nah, no kidding. Generally had that one player, don't they, that's fresh.
You got to keep a spare one. You have to.
Yeah. Injuries, anything could happen. That's going to be a better strike. Waved away. Score remains 36 points at 10 minutes remaining here. Chaos Premier Under 20 grand final here live from B&B Kookarai Oval. John Devine and Taylor Brown here. Last day for us, mate. Calling the footy. Doesn't get any better than grand finals.
Yeah, that's right. I look forward to this day every year. It's my second grand final in a row. What's this for you? What's number
8, mate.
Number 8 grand finals for you in a row, John.
Kickoff. Yeah, well, the last time the Seagulls actually played the Ipswich Jets back at Totally Workwear in 2015. It's going back a bit. I think it's 3-point tries back then.
3-point tries? You're kidding.
Tigers, can they get some points on the board to make this scoreline look a little bit more respectable? They've had no footy in the last 10 minutes, Taylor Brown. It's all Roosters. That's the halfway line.
Yeah, it's really tough, and I feel sorry for the Tigers, boys. They've tried and tried hard, but the Roosters have just ploughed over the top of them exactly like that all day. Ezekiel Finau, one of the best on the field. They've been strong all across the...
lovely ball. Ingram steps left, steps right, and crawls over and scores. There's nothing better than a back rower scoring. Major scored one on the left. Ingram scores one on the right.
Great work from Nicholas Ingram. It's that ball from Corey Thomas floating across field. And you can say now that it is absolutely lights out. We'll have a look here at the chaos replay. And yeah, just takes the ball right to the line, does Thomas. A double pump. Ingram was coming hard and straight. No one was going to touch him as soon as he got the ball. And then in the outfield, a little bit of a shimmy and step around Mulcantine. Yeah, look at that, straight into a gap. In and away on Mulcantine, just to stutter his step and slams the ball down. He's been good as well, hasn't he, Ingram?
Well, it's looking ugly. And you don't deserve that scoreline in the grand final. I remember speaking of grand finals, West played winning the Seagulls, and it was 8-6 at half time, and they ended up winning it. The Seagulls 41 points to 6. It was just an annihilation in the second half. Let's sing that here this afternoon. As the Tigers again congregate in the in-goal area. This is going to fall short. Well, his kicking games, so they might have changed the kickers.
A couple of kookaburras and hyenas in the gallery as well, laughing along with him. Oh, it's not easy. It's not easy kicking goals. Not many people finish up. Not many people finish up with 100% kicking records these days. It's a rarity.
This Tigers. Well, we heard them peel the paint off the walls of Franklin. They came from behind last week to end the season for the Seagulls in extra time, and unfortunately they've come up with against the red-hot Roosters. It was anyone's ball game. It was 12-all at half-time, and the Roosters have just been ruthless They've hung on to the footy. Carina have made the errors and the Roosters have pounced. RA, they go here with that Powell. He started off this game in sizzling form the first 5 minutes. Now he's starting to enter into it again. There's a back line here for the Roosters. It's chock-a-block full of forwards. It doesn't get any better as far as RA will get towards the 10-metre line. He'll take the tackle. The back line out to the right-hand side. It's like 18 on 4 as they go to the right-hand side. There's Roosters everywhere. Coming out of the line, puts a kick into the goal. There's Thomas, knocked dead in goal. Well, the Tigers' defence had to come up nice and quickly here to turn that ball back inside. Otherwise, it's good night Irene again, I think.
Yeah, they're just playing with the wet sail at the moment. The Roosters, they seem to be winning all the collisions. They're running very hard. They're just playing with the knowledge that they have already secured the premiership for 2022.
They don't want this game. Then short kickoff. It's going to go the 10, no. Penalty. I can guarantee you they'll take a tap.
Well, they're not going to go for the 2.
This is my genius coming right here. It's my footballing experience. They're taking taps. See, I was right. Oh, look out. He's almost got to the try line there as Fararare. Metre out. They're lining up here, the forwards. A bit of a goosey there from Fatuano. Pulled down, 5 short. Tigers are hanging on. Numbers to the right. Long ball. Cut out ball to this man again in Olsen, and Olsen will get pushed down there. He bounces out at 1, bounces out at 2 before Olsen's actually smashed to the grass here at B&B Cougar Eye Oval. Powell doesn't know what to do, goes himself. Powell loses the footy. The Tigers will come up with the play on, says the referee. He'll play the advantage, and away they go, the Tigers. Let's see if they can put something on with less than 5 to go, Taylor Brown.
Yeah, the Tigers might be nice to get themselves a try here. It will be consolation, but will just inject that little bit more of respect into the scoreline.
Well, you know, the Tigers, 8 other clubs didn't make the grand final.
Yeah, absolutely, and these young men have to be very proud of how they've gone in season 2022. Of course, knocking off minor premiers in Wynnum last week. So they've fought valiantly. They've come from 3rd to feature here in grand final day.
There's a Finn. Gets the offload now. Here he goes, this Treadwell. And Treadwell beats one. Treadwell, ball back inside, and he's going to go over and score. Will the fullback in Malcantine. And the Tigers get one on the board.
And the Carina team, rest of them just going back to line up. I think they're going to try and force the Roosters to kick early, but with 3.5 to go, as we mentioned, it's just all consolation at this stage. Great work here from Malcantine, backing up through the middle. Treadwell down that left-hand touchline. He gets the ball.
Treadwell, yeah, you're right. Look at that.
Tyler Mariner in and away, called to Treadwell, who just uses his speed to get past his opposite number, and Malcantine back on the inside, backing up as any good fullback should.
Exactly.
Scores a try in the grand final.
Strikes it. Conversion is waved away.
Yeah, that fight Tyler Mariner, he's been strong on that left edge for the Tigers.
So the Roosters, well, the line can be broken, but it's going to be too late, unfortunately, for the Tigers. Wait for a restart from, might be the fullback there, and Cowley Kupu's going to get things underway.
Yeah, he's been great today too, John. I think he's certainly in the conversation for man of the match in this grand final.
Allowed to bounce, and for once the ball favours the Tigers if he stays in the field. No, he's, ooh, I thought he lost the footy. Play on, says the referee. Tigers through to Natore. Get up on the 30. He had a lock forward in Drinnan. Tigers got the footy for a change in the second half. Ball back inside. Oh, takes a shot and back play. Just hold. After a no-look pass. Powell. Smith, I should say, to the left they go.
Geez, he's got a good right to left pass, doesn't he? That Moses Jones just flies it off the hit.
The last tackle, he's been good too, as Italo Marin, you're right. Oh, short ball, he's on his way to the chalk. There's Malcolm time. That'll be a changeover. I think it was the last. No?
Double knock on, so scrum feed to the Roosters, 1.5 minutes on the clock. This, you like to think this will be the final possession of the match.
All right, I'll put it to you. We don't get to pick who the man of the match is. Who are you going to pick?
What?
We don't pick the man of the match.
Why not? Who have I got to talk to around here? Why not?
Well, nobody wants to talk to anyone you want. Nobody listen, but who do you think?
Corey Thomas for mine, for the Roosters. He's been very good, involved in a lot of things, setting up a few tries, scoring one himself. Very close second would have to be Stefania Cowley Lupo. I also like Caleb Osborne. He got across for a double. So the spine was really good as well. Ethan Powell, you'll have to give him a mention. He was really strong today in the middle of the park. But well, considering I don't get to, do you get to choose? Who chooses? Oh, well, then who do you think man of the match?
Well, I was going to say, well, you picked 7 then. You're going to pick 1. You're going to go stick with Osborne, eh? The 7.
Mate, they've been very good across the park. I'm going to go, but I am going to go with Thomas, the 5'8".
All right, so the Roosters haven't finished yet.
So who are you going with?
For now, not for now. For now, the player, last tackle.
Well, for now, who are you going to pick?
I'll pick after this play. Goes himself. Oh, he's lost the footy across the chalk there as Powell. And that, sir, is my man of the match, is the number 9.
There we go. I knew we'd get something out of you. Powell.
Time off, says the referee.
We're going to do time off with 5 seconds to go.
Tigers, they'll throw it around, they'll lose the footy in back play, knock on. Full time, and the Brighton Roosters have won this one, 40 points to 16 in the Chaos Premier under-20 grand final. It was 12 all at half-time. They came out after the break, and the Roosters just flew higher. And the Tigers, well, unfortunately, they just come up against a red-hot tricolour side in the second half, Taylor Brown.
Yeah, geez, that was strong, John. They looked a bit stuttering early, a few mistakes. They made an error in their first touch of the football in the grand final. But once they found their groove, their forwards just rolled on through the middle of the paddock. And what a strong performance it was across the park for the Roosters. They're not quite shaking hands yet. There's an attempt at a goal. The ref said no because they've gone for a goal kick. So they can do what they want over in that corner, but it actually doesn't count. So,
all right. Well, this is just an anti-climax, really, isn't it?
Because they've gone to signal for a goal kick. So they just need to stab the ball in the ground and just go for a kick.
Wow,
they're carrying this on for the next 5 minutes.
It's an anti-climax. Powell, look, he's not even going to worry about kicking.
He's not even worried about it. I don't need the tee.
Oh, the little fella's coming out
Give
in the grand final.
Give the ball boy a break. Powell winds up. He gets it too, does he, Powell? His name's on the scorer's sheet.
42 points to 16. Now it's full time. An anti-climax here, but the Roosters are too good, Taylor Brown.
Yeah, they were very strong across the park, John. As I mentioned, after those early hiccups, they just rolled through the middle. Here comes the chalk onto the field. And there'll definitely be a celebratory party down there at Jim Laurie. They still have reserve grade to go.
Yeah, tries in the second half. Thomas and Osborne, the 2 halves, getting one each, and the 2 back rowers, Major and Ingram, getting a couple of tries. And Olsen, a replacement player, going over the score for the Brighton Roosters as well. Malcolm Tyne scored the only try in the second half there for Carina. It was 12 all at half-time. And the Carina Tigers, well, they got to the grand final, as I said. 8 other clubs did not, so they should be proud of their efforts to get there. But as I said, the tricolours, the Roosters, they just came out. Dare say they will be cock-a-hoop after winning that one against the Tigers. So Jim Lowry's the place to be, and if reserve grade get up this afternoon, it will be certainly the place to party this afternoon. Taylor Brown, we'll wrap it up here. All right, we'll go through the highlights. Let's go through the highlights of the second half.
We'll have a look at the highlights here. Now this is the first try of the half. Little stab in there for Olsen, who dived over in the corner. What a game he had, running off Corey Thomas. Second try came to the fate of Osborne. Nice little dummy pump and dive over the line for him. And this was another one for the Roosters, the back rower in Braith Major, running a really good line. This was the second for Osborne, who came off the back of a great run from Pfingst, just back on the inside, backing up as any good half does, to get his second of the half. And back on the inside here, this was the sealer.
It wasn't even a proper kick.
Corey Thomas waited for the ball to drop on the ground and got his try. And that was a great line, wasn't it? From Nicholas Ingram, in and away on the fullback in Malcantine. And he scores in the corner. This was a brief little comeback. We saw the game was already decided, but this was a great try by Tyler Mariner. Gets the offload away to Treadwell, drawing past to Malcantine back on the inside. Doing what all good fullbacks do and showing some support for his outside man. But that was the end of the match. It was all Roosters, and they are the premiers for 2022.
Yeah, and they'll do it all again the next year. All right, we will wrap it up here. Wonderful effort there by the Brighton Roosters. They won at 42 points to 42 points to 16, and we'll stay tuned. All afternoon, we've got the Roosters up against the Panthers in reserve grade, and then the big one at 3 p.m, the Chaos Premier A grade grand final between the West Brisbane Panthers and the Winter Manly Juniors. Hope you can stay with us here all afternoon. Thanks to Chaos.
Over to the presentation area, please. We can conduct a presentation certificate. Bring a chair over, Steve. Let's go. Can we get the Brighton Carina flying over the presentation area, please? I'd like to get on board with the presentation of the witness. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the 2022 Chaos BRL Grand Final Day at B&D Right Oval. Thank you all for being here and for what a wonderful job you're going. Congratulations to the Brighton Roosters on a great performance. Before we begin our presentation today, I begin today by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which we meet and paying my respect to their elders past and present, and extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people here today. Congratulations to both them and I've had a fantastic final today. You've had a very long year and great year and you've all good results to make this grand final. First, I'd like to welcome our special guest who represents the Chaos BRL 20 Awards for the Rugby League Kiki, and I'm Chaos Business Development Manager, Cecil O'Reilly, and his wife Kelly on my left-hand side here. So thank you for being on the stage today. We'll kick things off with congratulating our match officials for the Chaos Under 20 Grand Final. Please join me in thanking Brock, Vincent, Byron, Cook, and Tyson O'Reilly. If you can come up and see you'll be going. Thank you. Thank you to the match officials who put a hand together for these guys. We want to thank the staff each and every week. Thank you. Next, I ask the captain of the runners-up for Carina to come up and accept their medals and say the word thank you. All the fans and have support. Yes, buddy. Congratulations to the Justice of Carina on this season for making the grand final. Well done, boys. Before we welcome the Chaos BRL 20 friendly up to 66 step there in earlier, I'd like to firstly announce the player of the match. This award is proudly sponsored by our platinum sponsor, Chaos 4x4, and with me today is also our rise to present the award. Please put your hands together for Brighton number 7, Chaos 4x4.
Carina first day of the top game, just really good sign all year, and you showed up today. Down to all the boys, you bloody did it. I think after all year, by the show, supplemental to all the coaching staff, all our kids good this year, means a lot. And all the supporters for you, your family, we did it for you, right? Cheers.
Congratulations to all the boys who played fantastic today. Now let us further to our boys, the captain, Brighton, the coach, come up to the under-20s Premiership Cup. You'll see there today, and say a few words. The coach and captain up, please.
Thank you very much. We've had a great season. We're on match right there. And everyone kicks the road. Thank you for being here. Great first half. Thank you, boys. Shout out to the family who joined down here. We made the top 4 models during that family. So make sure all the boys are up here. Thank you, boys, for the service. Thanks for the coaching staff. For my boys in the whole season, I don't think we'll play the same team once this season. So, that's been a great session. I just want to thank all of our team sponsors and sponsors for the competition. I'll just get the coach to become a monster to it to call the players up individually to receive their medallion. And we'll hand the premiership cup over. Now I've got to remember the order, but number one, number one. Number two, Ferrari. Number three, Tracy. Number four, we're number 20, Nick. Number 6, Corey. Number 7, our vice captain, Ozzy. Number 9, Stefo. Correction, number 8, Stefo. Number 9, the captain, Keithus. Number 10, Steve. 11, Ray. 12, Nick. 13, Manassa. 14, Summer. 15, Izzy. 16, Brighton. 17, Blair. I'm now going to get Mitchell and Kelly to present the Premiership Cup. The Brighton Roosters, the 2022 under-20 playoff premiers. Congratulations, Brighton. Come in.